Hi, this is iAllegedly. Welcome back. I'm Dan, and I've got a good one for you today because they're about to shut your bank account down. Hello? Really? Yes, 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 yes. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, and let's get right into it. You know, I talked about this 3 months ago, about how Wells Fargo was going to implement a rule about inactive accounts or inactive for 16 months. Well, when does that take effect? June 1st of 2025. Now, what they're doing is they're taking accounts that have not had any activity. Maybe you just have money sitting there. They don't want to deal with you. Even if let's say you have free checking, they especially don't want to deal with you. So how do you circumvent this? How do you combat this? You have to use your debit card. You have to have activity in the account. It's not just logging into the online banking. That's just the beginning. You have to make a transaction. It's got to clear over a 24-hour period. Make a deposit with your debit card. Make a deposit in a branch. Write a check. Something like that that will make it so that they can see activity on the account. Now, what you're going to see is more and more banks do this because we're starting to hear from people, and I'm hearing from subscribers about their credit cards account. Wow, Dan, ever since you mentioned that, I'm getting activity from my credit cards. You told us to pay off our credit cards, and we did, and now we're being told that they're going to shut the credit card down. Now think about what I'm about to tell you. I had 6 of my credit cards write me over the course of the last 30 days to say, please understand, if you do not use your card within a 2-month period, you're going to lose the account. The account's going to be closed. Zero balance, zero balance, zero balance, zero balance on everything. Okay? So what do? I literally have those cards in my glove box, and when I go parking, place like this place is free to park, so it's cool. Don't have to pay here. But I go out and I will spend $10. I'll put it through and charge it, and then I will put a little flag on it and make a note as far as when I did it, so that I will also make the payment on time. Because if you're not making payments, you have something paid off, you got to remind yourself of things like that. But you're going to see more and more problems with this. Jamie Dimon, who runs the world's biggest bank, thinks that there's going to be banking problems. There's going to be problems with banks shutting down, with people's, the bond market globally. Now, throw into the account that you could have war internationally. We could be on the cusp of World War III with all the shenanigans in Russia right now. This adds to this, guys. The last thing they want is they want less and less and less of us. Okay, that's what they want to do. So protect yourself. Make sure that your money is safe. Now, what happens? Let's say they close your account. Credit cards, they just close it. If you have a balance on that card and they close it, you better pay it. Don't, because they'll come after you and they will put it on your credit and put it as a charge off, and you will have nothing but problems for getting anything in the near future for the next 7 to 10 years. Now, we have talked about unclaimed funds on this channel. I did my first video on this, I think, almost 4 years ago, on how to get your unclaimed money. You should go to your state and you should go to unclaimed.org and you should check. Do not pay anybody to help get you unclaimed funds. Do not do that. And the reason for that is that it is free. You verify your identity through your driver's license, through your address, and they will send you a check. But you don't want your money from a bank account sent to the state. Okay? What if you owe somebody money? What if you have a lawsuit, or you have some money pending? You have an ex-wife, you have something like that. Well, they can come after that. They can check that just like you can, and they can try to put a claim on that as well. So you have to move on this stuff to protect yourself and your money and your identity. But again, you don't want it to get that far. You don't want it to get that far. So go to unclaimed.org, click on your state, and find out what the parameters are. Check your name, do a name search. I love doing it. I love doing it for friends. I love doing it for family members, because I have found thousands of dollars worth of stuff for people. You know, you buy a newspaper, then you can't, oh, forget this, I'm canceling it, subscription. And then they come back and say, oh, well, you canceled it at the 3-month mark and we owe you $38. Stuff like that's on there. Then you get deposits for things like utilities, cable company. Hey, you didn't turn in your cable box. Yeah, I did. And then they charge you for that, and then they realize you did turn it back in, and then they refund you. Things like that are on there. And a lot of people just don't get it. I had the best one 2 years ago. Somebody got $8,000 back, okay, that they found. A lot of people find a lot of things. Your ex-husband, your dead relatives, who runs the estate. Check stuff like that out, guys, because it's there. But these banks are, I hate them because of how they are, and they would cut us off at the knees if they had the chance. Don't care about us as customers. And again, have a relationship with your bank. I don't care if you have $2,000 in your bank. Go introduce yourself and ask questions. Is this branch going to stay open? How about those poor people we talked about a few days ago at Liberty Bank that are losing all those branches in Connecticut? No, you don't want to be that person. It's terrible. So let me know what you think so far, and there's a lot more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. We have seen gold do wonderful things over the course of the last few months. It's going through the roof. Silver is outrageous. It's just taken off right now. Get yourself some. The best place to do it is Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Look at the state of Florida. They just determined that gold is money, and gold can be used as currency. So many other states have done the same thing, but the best thing about it is if you buy gold in those states and it goes up in value, you don't pay tax on it. That is fantastic news. Contact #1 rated for 9 years in a row, Patriot Gold Group. IRAs, 401ks, IRAs that are no fee for life. Go with #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. They will answer all your questions. They will send out a free investor guide. I love their customer service. I'm not just a spokesman, I'm a client of theirs. I love the company. They're absolutely fantastic. But call Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. Do it now before it's too late. One thing I hate hearing about is people getting ripped off for things, just common things that we all buy every day. And one thing that's incredibly expensive is traveling. And there was a great story sent to me about how people that are solo travelers pay more than people that are traveling in a group. Get a discount, 2 tickets. That's outrageous, guys. It's nuts that people do this. Now, one thing that my old girlfriend would do when she'd book my flights and stuff like that was she would get rid of her device, go to a separate device, and she would disconnect from the local internet, and she would log in anonymously and book the flights. And I'm like, why do you do this? She goes, okay, look up the flight to Boston. See how much that is. So you look it up. Okay, it's $619. Okay, I got it for $498 by being anonymous. That's crazy, guys. So do they play games with us? Yes, they play games with us. Do they play games if you're single? Yes, they play games with us. If you're single, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So, this gets old real quick. A house in Sonoma shot up during the pandemic, went up an absolute ton, and people were like, oh gosh, it's going to sell for $3.8 million. No, it dropped down in value to $3.5 million, ended up selling for $1.9 million. Newsweek story, how it sold for at a 50% loss, guys. 50% loss. Where do you draw the line with this stuff? You're going to start seeing deals out there. People don't have patience. People don't want to wait. People want it now. People want it today. I've told you guys this. I get people that write me all the time, oh my gosh, we bought a dump truck and saved $40,000 on it. Why? Because we searched, went to the auctions, and found what we wanted. You can get everything right now at a discounted price, and I mean everything. You want a motorcycle, you want a boat, you want a car, there is somebody out there that is strapped to the gills right now, and they want to get rid of it. So you can take over their payments, you can figure out what they owe on it, or you can go and you can, negotiate your own price. But man, oh man, this stuff out there right now, you're never going to see things cheaper than they are right now, and they're only going to get better for you. So ask around, look around, and do some homework on this stuff. This is fun. Getting travel discounts and stuff is fun. I am not going to go in a group. I'm not going to go on a tour. I'm not going to go do anything like that. I want to go travel and be left alone and be Dan by myself. Okay? So with that being said, I still don't want to pay $5 more than I have to. Does that make sense? I'm going to finish this video with these last few things. First of all, don't forget to sign up for the email. The link is below in the video description, so you want to be part of that. Number two, we have a private channel called iAllegedly Live that's completely uncensored, talking everything that's too hot for every place else. Check that out today. Jordan Judge, he was a customer of Scotiabank in Canada, and he had two charges. One of them for $18,000 to a British university. It's like, well, that's not mine. I don't know what that is. And then he had a charge for $1,800 to an individual. It's like, I don't know what that is either. So he calls the bank, and the bank said, hey, you got a text message. It looks like you didn't respond to it. And he's like, I don't respond to text messages like that. Well, you authorized it. You gave them the code. He's like, how did I do that? So supposedly somebody gave them the passcode to his account, and they got into his account. Now the bank says that they're not going to pay almost $20,000 in overcharges. The banks are only, you're only liable for $50 in bogus charges if somebody steals your card. That's if the bank wants to be a jerk and charge you that. So this guy, this poor guy, is stuck with is with $19,800 in charges right now, and has been fighting them since last fall. If you want to live in Miami, it costs you need to make $110,000 to get rent in Miami. Well, that seems excessive to say the least. 110 grand, and you can be renting in Miami. Wow. So I'm telling you guys, it's terrible that we see stuff like this, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. I'm sick of people that don't want to go back to their job and say things like telecommuting is the way to go, it's the future. How about this? State employees here in California are so furious that they went and are told that they have to go back to work that they bought a billboard on I-80. Now, nobody knows who's paid for this yet, which means the state paid for it. You and I, the taxpayers, paid for it. That says, get ready for more traffic because of Governor Newsom. No, guys, this article, read it below because it's crazy. And it was written by somebody that says, I have to drive 20 minutes a day. You know how ridiculous that is? My work-life balance is terrible. 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. You have 40 minutes of commute time a day. I would prefer to be in my car and away from my family for 40 minutes a day. You know what I mean? And this woman's complaining about this. It's insane. It's insane. But it's unfair. Telecommuting is the future. It's not, guys. It's not. Final story was out of Las Vegas. And I love this story because a woman had 4 sick kids, and they could finally eat food. And what did she do? She went to Panda on Durango, which is right by the Durango Casino, and drove through and ordered a bunch of chow mein. It's the only thing the kids could eat. They could keep down. And she bought it, and the woman comes to the drive-thru and says, it's $96. She says, you know what? I'm going to do something different. Hang on a second. Brought the manager over. She says, I think I can get you the family meal. So the manager came over, and she was all worried that the girl was going to get in trouble for trying to make some type of deal. And she said, listen, my kids have been sick for almost a week, and it's the only thing they want is this. So I just wanted to get 6 things of chow mein. So the manager gave her 2 more things of chow mein, gave her 50 fortune cookies, and charged her only $54, which I thought was very cool and is very nice. And I'm sorry your kids are sick. So that's how you do it, people. So good for you, Panda. And my great nephew, Bruce, every birthday, every party, every time you see Bruce, he wants Panda. So I get him Panda gift cards all the time. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share anything you want with me at hello@iallegedly.com, and I will see you guys very soon.